will this nightmare end?
Hey everyone, how have you been? I hope you've all enjoyed the Season 3 reviews that I've put out so far this year. I mean, I think everything is coming along super well. I know some changes have put off a few of you, such as my updated thumbnails and my choosing to title my reviews as opposed to the standard template that I used to use, but I don't know, the majority of you seem to be totally okay with them. And in fact, my Blossom Cubed and Trouble Clef reviews were received better than usual. But there is one question that I keep getting on every single review I make, no matter how many times I answer it in the comments. Is the PPG reboot canceled? Did the show end? Is it finally over? Well, I assume you clicked on this video to get the answer to that question, as well as hear the other updates that I have listed there as well. Hopefully, by addressing it in this video right now, more people will hear what I have to say, and these questions can finally be put to rest. Now, I know that's nothing on you guys. I know not everybody will read my replies in the comments. I'm just tired of answering it is all. Also, I do have some other really cool announcements to make in this video as well, plus some questions for you guys regarding my future videos, so I hope you'll stick around to hear everything I have to say. First and foremost though, before I get into anything, I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for the past 4 years. May 6th marked the 4-year anniversary of when I began uploading videos to YouTube, and I honestly haven't looked back since. It's crazy to me how fast time is flying by. I don't have a super long-winded speech or anything like I usually do for these sorts of occasions. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to all of you for your continued support over the years. It means a lot to me that there are people out there who genuinely love what I do, because it makes me love what I do. I'm glad we can all share this little corner of the internet together. I always look forward to seeing what you guys have to say whenever I put out a new video. As for the main reason why most of you probably clicked on this video, PPG 2016, to answer the question, has not been officially announced by Cartoon Network to have ceased production yet, which is why so many people are constantly asking me if the show's been canceled. While there has not been an official statement by the network that outright states, yes, the show is ended, there are so many signs that point to the fact that it is, indeed, over. For example, consider the fact that several of the writers and artists who had worked on this show at one point have moved on to other projects and have confirmed to no longer be working on the show. Many have moved on to work on shows for Disney or Netflix, and that's great. I'm glad they aren't completely out of a job now. Although, I do hope that PPG 2016 served as a learning experience and the same mistakes aren't made again. Then also consider the fact that the last new episode of the show aired almost a year ago, with little to no fanfare announcing it as the final PPG episode. Considering that Cartoon Network had shafted the series to only air new episodes once on Sunday evenings and then shove it off to Boomerang never to be on the main network again, which they had been doing since 2017 by the way, that's 2 years, it's no surprise that the network gave minimal attention to it ending. Would a network really create a grand finale event for a show that was so poorly received and hated by so many people? I mean, there's no way that the Powerpuff reboot was going to get this epic ending the way Adventure Time or Steven Universe did, and it's not like the network is obligated to publicly announce when they stop producing a show. They kinda let shows die without acknowledgement all the time. I mean, this has been going on for decades. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Courage the Cowardly Dog, Johnny Bravo, Class of 3000, Chowder, I don't think any of these shows got an official ending from the network. Certainly, some of the more popular shows do, like Powerpuff Girls got the Powerpuff Girls Rule as a quote-unquote finale, and even Foster's and Kids Next Door got finales, but not the reboot. Another point that kind of proves it's already over is that there's a very credible blog out there known as Tomb of the Cartoon Monkey Skeleton that posts status updates regarding the production of various shows. And back in July of 2018, I think, it had listed that the PPG reboot had ceased production, which seems to be the case. The blog has been correct before about a lot of other shows, and it's looking to be right about Powerpuff Girls 2016 as well. Meanwhile, there isn't a single sign that the Powerpuff Girls 2016 reboot is still alive, outside of the occasional marketing event. Cartoon Network had also put out a What's New in 2020 sizzle reel back in January, and the Powerpuff Girls were nowhere to be seen. Their 2018 press release, which I actually did a video on, believe it or not, also confirmed that they only had plans for the show through 2019. Nothing for this decade. As you can clearly see, there is a lot of evidence pointing to the fact that the show is indeed over, whereas there's barely anything proving that it would still be alive. The only things that can really confirm that is that Cartoon Network keeps posting them on social media and doing these events that I mentioned, but ultimately, I have a theory on why its cancellation hasn't been announced. Earlier this year, Cartoon Network held a fashion show that was themed after the Powerpuff reboot, which, I mean, I'm sure most of us know how the original creators would feel about that. But I am willing to bet that Cartoon Network has not bothered to acknowledge the series cancellation because they want to keep using the brand for PR. Whether it's the occasional inspiring social media post that I've had to call out hypocrisy on, or some sort of marketing, or a random fashion show, it's clear that the network has an ulterior motive, and they've done such a terrible job at hiding it. But hey, I mean, this isn't anything new at this point. It's just sad, really. So that's all I have to say on that matter. In short, the reboot is all but confirmed to be dead. Some seem to believe that the show is simply on hiatus, but there aren't any signs that really indicate that is the case. I mean, I suppose it's possible CN will let the show rest for a year or two and then bring it back, but I don't think they've done that since Dexter's Lab, which was like almost 20 years ago at this point. They're more likely to just reboot it again entirely than bring back the reboot that currently exists. Regardless, hopefully that answers your questions. I realize it's not a direct yes or no, but it is a very well-supported assumption that it is indeed over. But again, I could be wrong. It's possible, but until I'm proven otherwise, I'm going to stick with my guns and say that the show is dead. Regardless, let's move on to the other exciting announcements I wanted to make today. So, first off, I'd like to introduce you all to my new second channel that I've been working on for the past few months, called First Time Playthroughs. First Time Playthroughs is a gaming channel that I share with my girlfriend, Taylor, in which the two of us play through various games together for the very first time, as the channel name would probably imply. However, there is a bit of a twist here, namely that the games that we will be playing will be titles that one of us has never played before in our life, while the other is an expert on it. I think the concept of getting to hear the perspective of both an experienced person as well as a first-time players is a really cool concept, and there are tons of games that fall under this category. We're even open to requests, assuming it's a game that one of us has played that the other one hasn't. For instance, Taylor has never played a single Pokemon game all the way through, so I'm making her play through Pokemon Generation 1 for the very first time. I think getting to hear the perspective of somebody who's never actually played through Kanto for the first time is just fascinating, considering how widely popular Generation 1 is. I mean, we're currently uploading a playthrough of Spyro the Dragon as our first game, although we'll also be starting Saints Row 3 Remastered this Saturday, May 23rd, since the remaster is brand new and one of my all-time favorite games. Seriously, where are my Saints Row fans at? We've also got some other games coming up that I'm not gonna say too much, but I feel like doing something like this is really rehydrating my interest in gaming again. I'll just say that. This channel is a fun little passion project of ours, so we don't really know what the future holds for us, and we'd really appreciate if you could check us out. We're just starting to get this channel off the ground, so any and all support is appreciated. Even if you're not interested in the games themselves, you can always use it as background noise while you work on things. I mean, that's what I typically do when I'm at work, believe it or not. Next up, I wanted to announce the second project that I've been working on behind the scenes, Stream Soda. Stream Soda is a live stream show that I'm going to be starting up with my close friend Pie Guy Rules. As some of you may recall, I released a video back in December detailing my thoughts on the status of the streaming industry, and I've wanted to follow up on that because things are constantly changing and being put out and updated, and I don't want to make like a continuous video series, but needless to say, that area is something I'm super passionate about. Pie Guy also started doing some videos of his own in that field not too long ago, so we figured what better way to tie our interests together than by hosting a live show where we share our thoughts and impressions on all of the latest streaming originals. We're going to be talking about original series and movies that come out on various services like Netflix, Disney+, HBO Max, which will be coming out soon, etc. Various shows that would fall under this category would be things such as, for example, The Mandalorian, which is an exclusive to Disney Plus, as well as the Marvel shows like Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki that are going to be coming out soon. Other examples could be something like Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts on Netflix, or some Hulu exclusive, various things like that. Our shows will be streamed over on Pie Guy Rules' channel every Sunday night starting May 24th. That's this Sunday, by the way. Our first 2 episodes are going to be on Justin Roiland's new Hulu series, Not Rick and Morty, aka Solar Opposites, and the launch of HBO Max, with focus on the Elmo Talk Show and Looney Tunes cartoons. So if you're interested in any of those things or other streaming originals coming out in the future and would like to hear our thoughts on them, be sure to check out Stream Soda. We will also be archiving all of our shows on our Stream Soda YouTube channel, so if you can't catch us live but want to listen to it after the fact, kinda like a podcast or whatever, you can check them out there. There will be links to Pie's channel, Stream Soda, and first time playthroughs in the pinned comment, end slate, and description for your convenience. I also have a Discord server if you feel like joining that too. And now, for the final subject that I wanted to touch on in this video before wrapping things up. As I discussed at the beginning, the Powerpuff Girls reboot has pretty much come to an end, which means sooner or later, my videos on the series will be met with the same fate: the end. That said, I want to ask for your input on this now rather than wait until the last minute. As of right now, I have a little over 30 episodes to go, and I'm currently trying to get super far ahead on videos so I can finish these reviews way in advance. Like, I'd love if I was done with all my videos 2 months before the last one comes out. That would be incredible for me. My first question is in regards to Small World. For those who don't know, Small World is a 4-part special event, kind of like The Power of 4, where it tells one continuous story over multiple episodes. My question for all of you is, what do you feel is best when it comes to me reviewing that special? Covering each episode individually, or making one big video on the whole thing? The reason why I ask is because I'm not sure if I can make a full video on the first part, because there's not really a lot to it. I feel like the number of things I could say about it would be no more than 6 minutes long. Combining parts 1 and 2 and then doing 3 and 4 separately just feels inconsistent to me, so I don't know. The video would probably end up being 45 minutes to an hour if I did make it one video. I suppose I could always review each part separately, then release the whole thing as a compilation like I did with Bliss, but like I said, I think the first video would only be like 6 minutes. I want to hear what you guys think. Second, what aspects of the PPG reboot would you guys like to see me do a video on that isn't an episode review? I'm already planning on doing the top 5 best and worst of season 3, as well as a grand finale video that wraps up my overall experiences with the show. But are there any other aspects that are worth covering? I'm thinking of looking at the comics as one potential idea, if enough interest is there, as well as possibly doing a top 10 best and worst titles video. Although that idea isn't original, so I gotta credit FlyPalBy for doing that first. He's where I got the idea from. Please let me know in the comments, because I'd like to get started working on these videos now, because once I release that final video on the reboot, I'm done with it. I don't want to touch the reboot ever again after that. And of course, as for what I'll do after the reboot, I want to cover the original series amongst other things. That said, that's about all I have to say in this video. Reboot reviews should continue next week as normal, so be sure to check out first time playthroughs and Stream Soda once again, leave suggestions for some non-episodic reboot videos down below, and have yourselves a fantastic day. Shadowstreak, signing off.